Good morning, world. It's Saturday, and this is another episode of Get to Know Ro. Alright, so this channel is it's motivational speaking, but it's coming from a different level. I'm right there with you in the trenches. I'm working, but I decided that what a better time than now to start to get my message out and show people who I am. Because we see the after all the time, but it's very rare that we see people that are actually going through it. So you'll get the unique experience of being able to cheer me on as I go on and see and pick up on my mistakes, my failures. This is me being completely open and flawed as I work to be successful. Yes, I'm doing this because I want to be successful, but I want others around me to be successful. So I want to share this story with you all. All right. I watch a lot of podcasts and listen a lot of podcasts and watch a lot of videos about motivational speakers. So today we're gonna talk about finding who you are, right? All right, finding who you are. The day I found who I was, I think I was like in 11th grade, right? Now, I subtly have been leading up to this, but in 11th grade, we had an assignment in economy class where we had to present something to sell. And I figured that what I wanted to do with my life was I wanted to help people, That's what I had saw my whole life. I saw my mom, I saw my dad, I saw people around me, they were helping people, right? And that didn't mean that they had a whole lot of money or means, but I knew that I want to be wealthy. I want to be able to provide for my son, give them a better experience, better life. I want to be able to provide for my sons and daughters, give them a better experience, better life than I had. So I'm out here chasing, right? I worked for somebody for 15 years. That's played out to me, right? I've owned my own company, but now I'm back on my grind, and I'm just trying to share my story and see and share this with you guys. So, like I said, we were in econ class, had a presentation to do, and I was also recording music at the time. Typical story. Back in the day, everybody wanted to be a rapper, But I recorded the tape and I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't double check on it because it was an awesome motivational video. I think for the time I was 17 at the time, so just the experience and the enthusiasm that I had for it, I was really passionate about it. But I fell flat on my face because I didn't do the check work. I didn't check to make sure that the recording was actually on the tapes that I was presenting. So I feel like I had failed in that effect. And by the time the word got back to me that the recordings were on the tape, I was hurt. I was devastated. But I knew I continued. It fell off a little bit when I went to college. I started getting lost in the things that young people get lost in. You going to college, you on your own, mommy and daddy ain't there, it's ladies all around, it's fun, it's this and it's that, and the atmosphere was just not conducive for me to continue my business. I did not have the strength to continue to roll to the path that I knew was truly in me. So I wasn't ready yet, right? I wasn't ready to be famous. And I'll tell you what, you gotta find out who you are, right? So I knew that then if I had become famous, I probably would have a bunch of kids, a slew of kids out here. I probably honestly would be dead because the important thing about knowing who you are is life and death, right? If I know that I'm mild-mannered, and to a lot of people, like, my presentation is one of harmless, right? But when I turn up, my turn up is so real, right? So when I turn up, be it the alcohol, be it the women, like, I'm doing the most, man. So I know that I wasn't ready just quite yet I knew I wasn't ready to quite yet be famous because I couldn't control those urges, right? Those urges that were within me, that beast that was in me, that roar that was in me, like, I couldn't control that. So, I spent a lot of time. I went through a lot of different stuff, right? I started a company at 19 years old with some college friends of mine, and it was pretty successful. And so I fell victim to it. We bought a $1.5 million club. We were partying. Everything was everything, man. Paid in full, B. We was out there doing our thing, But like I said, like I had a baby on the way. By the time I was 24, I had a baby on the way, and I was still out there lost. I hadn't found who I was. I was still womanizing, abusing that alcohol, and I was still just trying to do me, be young, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, some people can handle it, and this is why I respect people. See, you don't understand when people are famous and they're young, like all these things and all these influences that can get to them. Like, you got to take that into effect. LeBron stepped into the league at 19. How easy would it have been to been like, I'm LeBron. I've been on Slam Magazine. I've been on Kicks. I've been a man since I was 16. I'm going to fall off in this league and I'm going to do my thing because can't nobody stop me, right? I can still womanize alcohol. I can still do this and I cannot fall off. So you got to have respect for these people. You're just looking at these people and seeing them for face value. I look at people and I see the work behind it, and I understand that, man, I wasn't strong enough to do that, man. Like, if my talents, if I had the talents LeBron had, man, I would still be a bum because I didn't have the work ethic or the mindset to continue on with the path and not be distracted by those things, right? LeBron knows who he is. That's the most important thing. KD, he knows who he is. That's how you get out there on that court. You drop 35, 16, and 10 on people. You don't get out there on the court and drop 35, 16 on people, and 10 on people multiple nights in a row unless you know who you are, right? What do you do to know who you are? First of all, you got to be honest with yourself, right? And me being honest, I'm going to be honest with myself. I'm going to be honest with the world, right? Like, I told myself, I'm broke. I'm broke, right? I'm not 23 no more, right? I stepped into that arena and I failed. I failed in the sense that, you know, we couldn't keep the club open. We didn't do the work or understand what it took to run a business like that. You know what I'm saying? And the people that we had around us, they didn't understand how to run a business. So we were like kids. Like, if you, like I said, it's the truest thing I ever heard. If you give a broke person money, he'll still be broke, right? I was still broke at the time. So my understanding wasn't to where how to keep and how to generate wealth, right? And my understanding wasn't what I wanted to do with my wealth, right? I was still finding out who that was. So, you know, you gotta be honest with yourself. First of all, be honest with yourself. Look yourself in the eyes and don't lie to yourself. You can still be great and be honest with yourself, right? I know that this wasn't who I was gonna always be, but I knew that this is who I am at the moment. At the moment, in my core, if I got $1 million, I would still be broken in because I would feel like I could just do whatever I want, right? Drugs or women or whatever I want is what I can do, right? And that's not necessarily a great thing, right? And number two, you gotta put in some kind of work. You gotta start, right? That's the one thing that I've always been great at. I've been great at starting, right? I have not always been great at finishing, but I've always been great at starting, right? How do you start, right? You watch, you study, you become a student. I'm a student of everything, right? I'm watching, I'm learning, I'm being honest, and I'm being a student of it. I'm being open to it. You gotta open yourself up, right? You gotta open yourself up to finding who you are. If you want to be closed in, caved in into these beliefs and these things and this, the rigmarole of the world, the weight of the world, it's gonna fall on you. So, one, you have to be honest. And two, you gotta put in the work. You gotta stay faithful and focused to the work. And three, you gotta be open. You gotta be open to the world. You gotta open yourself up to the world and its experiences. If you don't open yourself up, then you don't know who you truly are. What do I mean by open yourself up? When I was young, I always dressed like this, right? I always dressed t-shirt, shorts. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm smart. I can articulate myself. The world's gonna be mine, right? And some people are able to impose their willpower on the world from outside of it because they're just that phenomenal. Allen Iverson was one of those people, right? Allen Iverson, he wasn't changing who he was for the game. But, you know, as Allen Iverson grew up, as you saw in his Hall of Fame speech, Allen Iverson didn't step up there with 32 gold chains on, this he stepped up there like everybody else did before him. He stepped up there in a suit, right? So open yourself up to different things. Try on different hats. Find out what you like, what fits you best, right? And then change. When you come to a conclusion of who you are, stay true and put that into practice. Don't change that. Don't fall victim to the things around you. You gotta sew up the loose ends. So if you got friends that you know are a bigger influence on you than you are on yourself, you gotta be back to being honest. You gotta be honest with yourself about it. And you gotta open yourself up to the change. If you don't open yourself up to the change, then you're gonna remain the same, right? If you continue to try to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, um, yeah, that's stupid. But sometimes, and you gotta be selfish. It was right on cue. The song hit it right on the head. You gotta be selfish, right? And I don't mean selfish to the standpoint that like it's you and nobody else. It's selfish to the fact that you know that if I don't get myself right, if I don't start with me, then there's no way that I could be any help to anybody else. I love my son to death. I love my mom to death. I love my sisters, my brothers. I love my children to death. I'm sorry, I gotta correct that. I love my children to death. But if I don't get me right, if I don't start with Ro, if I don't get to know Ro, hashtag get to know Ro, then how can I expect to help anyone else? I appreciate you guys taking this time to watch my video. I know I'm a nobody right now, but you're gonna get to know Ro. So take some time to comment, like, critique me. I'm open. So just give me some feedback. And I'm not the type of person who's gonna be like, oh man, in my feelings. I just want to be great. I want you to be great. I want us to be great. Let's be great.